Oh, boys and girls, I'm so glad you've come today. Today I am here to answer your questions. You know what? Boys and girls and moms and dads and people all over the world have questions for Santa. They want to know, how do my reindeer fly? They want to know, how do I get to every house in the world in one night? How can I do all that? How do I know if every boy is good and every girl is good and get them in the list and check it twice? They want to know how all these things are done. Some of them say, well, I can't even believe it. I don't believe in Santa, because they can't believe I can do all those things. Well, the truth is, I can't do most of those things. I have a lot of help. I have a lot of help. Anytime you want to get something great done, you need to have plenty of help. And I have plenty of help. I have Mrs. Claus and I have all the elves. There's even brownies and the snow folk. There's all kinds of helpers at the North Pole. But the most important, the most magical, the ones that help me more than anything are the Arctic fairies. Have you ever heard of an Arctic fairy? Yeah. Do you believe in fairies? Oh, I hope you do. You know, if you were to come to the North Pole, you would be able to see the Arctic fairies. There have been many scientists come to the North Pole, and we've got a special cloaking device to hide the Santa village. But they have seen the fairies. Scientists, yes, scientists have seen the fairies. Matter of fact, there's been lots of pictures and videos of the fairies. Well, they don't know that they're fairies. You see, they call it the aurora borealis, or the northern lights. And they say that it's the solar radiation bouncing off the Earth's magnetic field that make all these beautiful lights in the sky. But the truth is, it's fairies. It's Arctic fairies. You see, Arctic fairies come in different colors. Just like butterflies are in different colors, Arctic fairies are in different colors. And just like butterflies, they have dust on their wings. Yeah, have you ever caught a butterfly? Butterflies have that dust on their wings and it gets on your fingers. Arctic fairies have dust too. All fairies do. Not all fairies live at the North Pole, but the Arctic fairies, a lot of those are there, and we have other fairies as well, and every fairy is a different color, and the different color fairies have different color magical properties, and they help me and all the other elves and all the other fair folk there in the North Pole to do the things we do. You see, they collect the dust that falls off their wings, and they sweep it up with little dustpans, and they collect it, and they bring it to the workshop. And at the workshop, we collect it, and we use it to do all kinds of things. You see, the red fairies, which are not from the Arctic, by the way, the red fairies are everywhere. There's even red fairies here in St. Louis, and we might catch some here in a little bit. But I want to show you all about the different fairies. You see, the red fairy dust. Let me open it. I have some fairy dust. Do you want to see it? Now, you better be. Are you ready? Oh, this is amazing. Here we go. We're going to open this up. This is my collection that I bring with me. This is the portable box. Now, we have a larger collection room at the North Pole, but this is our portable collection. This is fairy dust. And the red fairy dust, you know what the red fairy dust does? The red fairy dust, we use it to make the reindeers fly. We sprinkle it in their food, and when they eat it, that makes them fly. Matter of fact, the red reindeer dust is really sweet, and they love the flavor of it. That's why Rudolph's nose is so red. He eats so much of that fairy dust when he's eating his food. And then we have the blue fairies. The blue fairies are really great because they help me with time dilation. How do I do it all in one night? Well, actually, it takes longer than that. But the blue fairies, the dust in there from their wings, help me stretch time. So what goes by for just one night for everybody else, for me, it can last a lot longer. And then we have the purple fairies, their dust. It helps me remember all the different traditions and in different parts of the world, because not everybody celebrates Christmas. Somebody might celebrate Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or all these other different holidays. And the purple fairy dust helps me remember that. The green fairy dust helps me to get into houses. If there's a house that does not have a chimney, I have my magic key to get in the front door. But if it has a chimney, you know what? I'm pretty big. I can't fit down a chimney. I take the green fairy dust. I sprinkle a little bit on me and a little bit on the chimney, and the chimney widens and I shrink and I go right down the chimney. That's the green fairy dust. And then the yellow fairy, excuse me. So we use all these fairy dusts to help me do the things I do. So all the magic that happens really comes from the fairy dust. And we're going to collect some fairies now. Would you like to collect some fairies? Hang on a second. All the magic at the North Pole is done by fairies. The red fairies make the reindeer fly. The yellow fairies help condense time, do the time dilation. The green fairies help us to get in and out of houses and shrink down and go down the chimneys. All these different fairies do different things. And they all live at the North Pole. The Arctic fairies are the only ones that are native to the North Pole. They're the blue ones. But there's fairies everywhere. There's fairies even here in St. Louis. Most of the fairies here in St. Louis are the red kind. And let's see if we can't catch some. Hang on a second. There's a lot of fairies in this room. Hang on a second. Right there's one. 1 and 2 and 3. And let's see. There's one there. And over there, that's 4. And over here's 1. 5. Over here's 1. 6. 7. 8. 9. Oh, how many of you love decorating this time of year? I love to decorate this time of year. It's my favorite thing. I love to put up the lights and the tinsel and all that. Oh, you know, at the North Pole, we're decorated almost all the time. But we do have one special tree that we decorate every year. We have the fun of decorating it. It gets decorated at Christmas, and then we take it all back down, just so that we can have, even at the North Pole, we can have the fun of putting up and taking down the decorations. Even though everything else is usually Christmassy everywhere we go, we have one tree at me and Mrs. Claus's house that we save just special so that we can decorate every year just like everybody else. You know, I'm not like everybody else though. I like to decorate my tree a little bit different. You know, I know that people put all kinds of decorations on their tree in all different colors, and some people have yellow lights and red lights and green lights and blue lights all on the same tree, and they're all going crazy. Some people like just white lights. Some people might like just yellow lights. I like my tree a certain way. You see, I like to put on the ornaments in a special way, and I need you to help me. I like all the green ornaments. Any whether it's a ball or any other type of shape, a little star or whatever color. I like to match the colors. And I want all the green ones, I'm going to put them on the bottom. And then I take all the golden ones, every golden ornament I like to put in the middle of my tree where it's easy to focus on those right in the middle. And then at the top, I like to look up top. And I like to see the red bulbs all the way around the top. And they go on next. So that's how I like to decorate my tree. And I make sure that I do it that way every year because I like things a certain way. And I'm sure that you like things a certain way too. And we like to do it just the way we like to do it, don't we? That's right. My ornaments are being ornery. The red ones are supposed to be on top. The yellow ones are supposed to be in the middle. The green ones are supposed to be on the bottom. And the red ones are supposed to be on top. So help me out here. All right. The red ones go... That's right. The red ones go on last. That's right. The green ones. You're right. The green ones go on. And then the yellow ones. And then the red ones always go at the top. That makes for the perfect tree. If your ornaments are that way, you're going to have the perfect tree on. Oh! These ornery ornaments. Green is not supposed to be in the middle. Yellow is not supposed to be in the top. And red for sure isn't supposed to be on the bottom. I think my red ornament's messed up. You know what? Let's put it in a package. We'll put it here in the package. and we'll send it back to the North Pole. We'll send it back to the North Pole and let Bernard take care of it. Bernard will fix it and he'll send it right back to us. When Bernard gets that bulb, he'll fix it and send it right back to us. And then we'll be able to decorate our tree, because we want our green bulb on the bottom. We want our red bulb in the middle. And the red one always goes at the top. The yellow goes in the middle. And when you do that, then you have the perfect tree, because all of the ornaments are in the right order. Look at that. Bernard did send it back, and he did get it in the right order. That's how we decorate a tree at the North Pole. All right. So I need another. Somebody come up. Okay, here we go. All right, here you go. All right, LaShonda, will you help me? Would you reach in there, LaShonda, and would you pull what's inside out? There we go. All right. So we're going to do candy canes today. We're going to make sure that everybody gets... You don't want a broken candy cane. LaShonda, do you like broken candy canes? Nobody likes broken candy canes. We want great candy canes. All right, so we're going to put that in there. All right, LaShonda, here you go. I need you to hold this one for me. There we go. Make sure that we seal it up real good. There we go. You know what we're doing here? We're zipping it. We're putting the zip code on it. All right, LaShonda, would you hold that one right there for me? All right, now, LaShonda, as you're holding that one, is there anything in this one? All right, boys and girls, you can see there's nothing in there. That's all right, because we're going to use the North Pole Express, and we're going to get that broken candy cane. We're going to get it fixed. All we got to do is zip it as well. We're going to zip that one. All right, LaShonda, let me see yours just a second. We're going to unzip it, and we're going to look in the back. LaShonda, did it work? Is that candy cane still in there? All right, let's see if it didn't work. Oh, hang on a second. We got to put it back in there. All right, we're going to put it back in there. LaShonda, all right, zip it shut. All right, let me see. All right, let's see. Is anything returned over here? Nope. Still nothing there. All right. Zip that one shut. All right, LaShonda, here we go. Let's see here. Did it work? Did it work this time? All right, is there anything in the back? All right, let's see. Wait a minute. It's gone. LaShonda, it has already shipped. It's overnight. It's better than Amazon Prime. It has shipped instantly to the North Pole. And now, let's see. LaShonda, would you open the bag? Would you reach in the back? Would you reach down in there? Would you pull it out? Are you ready? Just reach right in there. Pull it out. There you go. All right, she's going to pull that out. All right, there we go. And the bags are empty. And now we have perfect candy canes. All right, boys and girls, you know what? Our helper elves today have got candy canes for everybody. Not just pictures of candy canes, but great candy canes from Glimmer, the candy elf himself. The head elf, Glimmer, has made candy canes for everybody. So make sure that you get yours. As you exit today, thank you all for coming and visit me. I've got one more story I want to share with you. It's about a little snow bunny. So hold tight. Portable candy cane factory. He said all I needed was the candy cane factory right here. It consists of these two tubes and these cloths right here. He said that the white cloth represented the freshly fallen snow at the North Pole, and the red one represents that red stardust from the Polaris star. You put them in there and cover it up just like that, and in goes the tubes, and like that, with a little twinkle in our eye and a Merry Christmas, we can all have candy canes made special for us at the candy factory by Glimmer, the candy cane. Up at the North Pole, there is a serious business of silliness. You see, the silliness is that the elves love to play pranks on me, the big guy. Now, two of the biggest pranksters are Jingle and Jangle. They're brothers, and one of them loves red and one of them loves green, and you can tell which one's which by the colors of the clothes they wear and the lights that are on their house. Jingle loves green, and you know what color lights are on Jingle's house? That's right, the green lights are on Jingle's house. Now, bet you don't know what color Jingle loves. That's right, he loves red. He dresses in red, and he's put red on his house. The lights on his house are red, so if ever you're around and you go up to the house with the green lights. You know who you're going to find? When you knock on the door, Jingle's going to answer the door. Jingle's going to answer the door because Jingle lives in the house with the red lights. And if you go to the house with the green lights, if you go to the house with the red lights, you know who's going to answer the door? That's right. Jingle's going to answer the door on that side. And never will you ever get them mixed up as long as you know which one lives in which house. What's that? They were in the wrong house. No. Now, see, here in the house with the green lights is Jingle. Jingle lives in the house with the green lights, and Jangle lives in the house with the red lights. Yeah, see? Jingle's in red and Jangle's in gray. What? They switched places when we turned them around? No. See, I can cover them up just like that, and you can know which one lives in which house just like that. All you got to know is that in this house lives Jingle, and in this house lives Jangle because of the color of the clothes they wear and the color of lights on their house. The house with the green lights is Jingle, and the house with the red lights is Jangle. What's that? Well, that's not even Jingle and Jangle. They're out. They must be on vacation. This is Bibble and Bobble. You got to watch out for the elves because they are silly and they love to play pranks on you. They are. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's the reindeer. How many of you have a favorite reindeer? Everybody has a favorite reindeer. Some people will say it's Comet, and some people Cupid. Some people like Donner best. But you know who's boys and girls who most people will say they love the best? The most famous reindeer of all. Well, it's Rudolph the Red. That's right, you know Rudolph. I tell you what, I'm going to need a helper with this one. Who will help me? All right, so we come up here and we get a helper. Let's see. Will you, okay, right there. Come on up here and help me. All right, here you go. Okay, I need you to stand right here for me. All right, now, who's your favorite? Oh, that is awesome. That's right. It is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's Rudolph. What's that? He has, oh my goodness, he has a green nose. He doesn't have a red nose. You know, Rudolph wasn't feeling so good before we left today, or left to come here. We left the North Pole, and he wasn't feeling so good, and looks like he's caught a little bit of a cold. How many of you ever get a cold? Do you ever get a cold? Yeah. Does your nose ever turn green? No. You know why his nose is green? Well, it's got reindeer snot in it. That's why. Reindeer snot is nasty, boys and girls. You ever get reindeer snot? No, you get people's snot. Okay. Well, I tell you what, you know, reindeer, their noses will turn really green when they're not feeling well. It's all that reindeer snot. Matter of fact, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Would you get that for me? His nose is plumb run away. Oh, thank you very much. You know what? When your nose is full of green reindeer snot, it's not a good sight at all. Poor Rudolph, he's got a green nose. You know what? I bet you can help me fix it. Will you take it? All right, you take that one. Now put it in your hand. All right, now hold it really tight. All right, there you go. So you've got that one. All right, now Rudolph is going to have to see the doctor. Have you still got his nose? Let me see it. Okay, you're right. There it is. Oh, man, let me see that. You know, if we could get rid of all that reindeer snot, I bet Rudolph would be feeling much better. Look at that. He is feeling better. Rudolph is feeling better. He's right to go. His nose is bright red. He's ready for a little bit of red pixie dust. He's going to help me Christmas Eve. Make sure that I get all the gifts to your house and your house and your house and your house. Thank you so much. Give our helper a great big hand as she makes her way back to her seat. Thank you so much for helping. Oh, I am so happy that you've come to visit me, and I hope that you've enjoyed the story so far. But before you leave today, I have one special last story that I want to tell you. It's about the very first gift of Christmas. You see, every year right before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, right before I get into the sleigh and I take off into the air to deliver all your gifts, I deliver the very first gift right there at the North Pole. I always give the first gift out at the North Pole. And this particular gift is all about somebody special. Some bunny special, if you will. You see, I want to tell you the story of Peppermint. Peppermint, the little snow bunny. You see, Peppermint was just a small little white bunny that lived at the North Pole. We have lots of snow bunnies there. But Peppermint so wanted to help with the holidays. Peppermint always wanted to help. He would sit and he would look through the windows of the cottage where they wrapped the gifts. And he would watch the elves wrap the gifts and wanted to help. But he was just a little bunny. How could he help? Then he would hop over to the factory and he'd look through the window and watch the factory elves as they made all the toys. Oh, he would sit and watch every year as the reindeer would hook up and we would get into the sleigh and we would take off into the air. But he never was able to help. He wanted to help so bad. But what could a little bitty bunny do? A little snow bunny at the North Pole, what could he do? Have you ever felt like you couldn't help? Has people told you you were too small or you weren't old enough? Well, that's how Peppermint felt. Well, as I was saying, the first gift I always give out there at the North Pole is a very special thing. And all the elves and the fairies and the snow folk, everybody gathers around at the North Pole Square and waits for me to come out with the very first gift package of Christmas. And this year was no different. This particular year, I came out carrying a great big old gift box. And I looked at everybody and said, Merry Christmas, and ho, 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 and we laughed and we cheered and we were all excited. And they wanted to know what was in the gift. This year's very first gift of Christmas was something special. It was for someone special. So I opened the gift box and I showed everybody that inside the gift box, oh, I forgot to tell you, yes, I am a bit of a trickster myself. Inside that gift box was nothing at all. It was an empty gift box. Well, everybody was watching. You know who else was watching? Well, Peppermint was watching. Peppermint was there in the crowd. And as I opened that box, he looked inside and saw that it was empty too. And he gasped with everybody else. But then I closed the box up and I tweaked my nose, and with a twinkle in my eye and a Merry Christmas in my voice, Peppermint's view went dark. Everything went black. That was until a bright light came. That was from me opening the box. And inside the box, there was Peppermint. Peppermint the snow bunny was there. Peppermint was the first gift of Christmas this year. Peppermint became my very special helper that year. He got to fly with me in the sleigh and he got to help deliver gifts. He became the very special gift, the first gift of Christmas that year. Have you ever felt unseen? Well, he felt unseen. But you know what? Santa is always watching. And I know if you've been good or bad. And good old Peppermint was as good as they can be. So always remember, if you feel unseen or feel unloved, always remember, I'm watching you. And I love you. And I can't wait to come to your house on Christmas Eve to bring you all the great gifts that you've had.